So here for save method we should pass like this. So scope dot user JSON. So we cannot pass like directly user JSON because we don't know what is user JSON. So that is inside scope. So we have to specify scope dot user JSON. Okay, so that we have to pass it. Now let's see. So save user, I am giving name as some Pradeep, and address is Bangalore, and email ID is pradeep@abc.com. So if I click save, see data saved successfully, that is displayed now. Now we will check whether Pradeep is saved or not. So we'll click get all user. See Pradeep Bangalore is saved. It is coming. Okay. So what I am doing is, what are the data I entered in text box, that data I am going to say giving, that is that data I am going to saving in database using a Angular Services web service. So for this in backend I created one empty JSON. Okay, and in front end I am for each text box I am giving name ng model name user JSON dot username user JSON. So always I am pointing user JSON object, user JSON object. Okay, so this user JSON object I am pointing. Okay, and the properties of user JSON I am specifying as username, address and email. Likewise I am passing my data. Okay, so if I specified user JSON dot username, what will happen is it is two-way data binding. ng model is two-way data binding. In user JSON object, username property will add as one property, and value whatever I am sending, that value is coming for username key. In the same way user JSON dot address, so this address will add as a key in user JSON, and the value whatever I am passing, that came as a value of key address. Same for email also, user JSON dot email. So email, it will add as a key for user JSON, and value whatever I entered, that comes as a value as a email. Finally, after I click save, the value which is coming like this: username Pradeep, address Bangalore, email pradeep@abc.com. So this is how JSON object will be generated after I click submit. So to prepare such a JSON object, okay, so I am giving as a ng model as a user JSON object. So this JSON object, this whole JSON object is coming as a user JSON. So scope dot user JSON is like this now. Previously, initially it was scope dot user JSON equal to empty, like this it was previously. Now once I click submit, that user JSON object, the JSON object is prepared like that, that is going to assigning in user JSON. So to make such a JSON object and assigning to user JSON, I am specifying ng model user JSON dot username, user JSON dot address, user JSON dot email. Okay, so this is how I can create a save method. Okay, so how save is working? So save method is using post method. Save user method is using post method. This post method will use the post operation on web service, and I am passing $scope dot user JSON. Okay, so automatically, so this post method will going to save the data in the web service. So once if the call is success, this success function will execute. If it is failed, error function will execute. If it is success, as per our application logic, it is not returning anything. That's why I am simply displaying data saved successfully. Let's see what is the data it is returning that service. So automatically it will come into the output. So it means the service whatever it is returning, once you save it, that I am going to displaying here, not my own message, the message which is returning of save method or post method of the service. That is what I am doing here. I am saving some Pradeep Ganesh or Ganesh Tirupati. Yeah, he is Hyderabad. Tirupati at abc.com. Okay, and click save. See, nothing is displaying here because that save method is not written. See here, call is success 201, it is created. 201 status code is returning and it is created. Okay, but it is not returning any message. Okay, so if it is failed, error, this call is in red color, but it is in black color and no error message. 201 created message came. Okay, but it is not returning anything. So if you see the output of, see internally how this request looks like. So you headers, access control allow headers such information as a response headers, request headers. Two types of header it is. We have response header contain these properties and request header have these properties. And see post, this is the information we are passing. Okay, and as a XML parsing nowhere. Okay, so these not required. So this is JSON data we are passing it. Okay, so this is how actual request looks like, but that is internally AngularJS take care of creating such information. Okay, now for example, if you see get all users, see this is also success, it displayed all the details, all the user information. Now see how this call looks like. See, it is returning response. There is a tab, response tab, but for first calls we don't have response call. So post call is there. So post tab is there. So post tab means what is the data we are passing, that it will contain. But if you see second call, there is a tab, response tab, that is contain response of the call. Okay, so that is JSON tab also there. So JSON tab it will display as a key value paste as a JSON object, and header contain request header and response headers. What is the request headers we are passing and what is the response is coming with headers, that is what it will contain. Okay, so this is get request, post request, get request, post request, get all record, get a particular record, post save the record. Okay, now there are two more calls, update and delete. So for update also I have to pass the user ID as well as the data. So I am giving update user. So input type equal to username. So I need one more input type equal to id. So username user.json dot id, and so this is the values I am trying to updating. So update, so ng click update user. Okay, so this is for updating the user information. Okay, so in backend J I am using one more method, update user. Update user, and for this I have to pass $scope dot user json dot id. So this is I have to pass it. See here for update what we are doing, put method we are using. So we are defining id number, and for that id what is the data we are passing. So that data is update of a particular id. That is what we are doing. So in the same I am doing, whatever the id I am passing, that will append to the URL, and whatever the data I am passing, that will going to update. Okay, so for this I have to use put method. So using this put method I will update the data. So here success message, once we updated, it returns some data that we will display here. So updated data. So from updated data I will display the data. So instead of success message I will display update data dot username update data dot address. Okay, so that's it. Now let's see update data. So first I am checking all the users. So Sam and Y, but we need a number also. So what I will do is I will display the number for get all user dot id. So get all users, see 1 2 3 9 10. Now I am trying to updating id 9. So id number 9 I am giving here. So what is the data previously? It is Pradeep. Now I am giving data Suresh. Okay, no problem. It is say two-way data binding, that's why it is coming like this. Suresh, he is in previously it is Pradeep Bangalore. Now I am giving Pune, and Suresh at abc.com. That is what I am giving. If I click update, see here, yes, saved. So put method is success, 200 OK. Suresh Pune is displaying here. See, Suresh Pune is displaying. Okay, so we'll check whether it is updated or not. See, it is updated. 9 is Suresh Pune. Clear? So this is how we can call the put operation on updating the user. Okay, final one is delete the user. Okay, so we don't need h1 here. Now final one is delete user. So for delete user we don't need everything. We don't need username, address, email. We need only ID. That is fine. So using ID we can delete the data. It is supporting only by ID only. It is not supporting by name. It is not supporting by address. It is not supporting by email also. It is supporting, that service is supporting only by ID. Okay, so delete user. Okay, so ng model, for this we no need to create a JSON object like this. Simply I will create ng model ID. Okay, already we have user ID, so I can use that user ID. So by user ID it will delete the record, and once I remove it, it is not returning anything. So that's why I display simple message, success message. So update, I will use delete user. So this is the method I am using. So .scope.userid, if it is success message equal to I am printing proper message, $scope.userid removed successfully. So this is what I am displaying. If I delete the data, so that user ID whatever we are giving, that user ID removed successfully. That is what I am displaying here. Now let's see. Delete user, ng model, and we need a button. Input type equal to tag button, value delete, and method name is delete user. Okay, now let's see. So delete user. Now we have records, we have 1 2 3 9 10. Now I am going to deleting 10 record, so I am giving 10 delete. Yes, see, 10 removed successfully. So it means okay, so success message, here I am putting both are same, that's why success message for delete, success message for save. Okay, so this is so record whatever the ID we have given, that ID removed successfully I want to display. So now, so this we have to display in front end, success message for delete, here success message for save. Okay, now I am deleting. So first I will check what and all records there. So Suresh, Tirupati, okay, but 10 we already removed, but it didn't work. Because why? Because still we are using get method. For delete user we call the get method, that's why it is not working. For this we use delete method. So this delete method will delete the record. So get all users, so it is we are getting all records. Now I will use record 10 to delete. Record 10 removed successfully. Now check. Yes, removed. Now I will try to remove 9th record. Delete. Record 9 removed successfully. Now check that. Yes, removed. Yeah, so this is how we can work with all CRUD operations using AngularJS. Okay, so in real-time applications also, you prepare a such interface for your application in order to work with Angular services or your web services. Okay, so they will give you the URL and they will specify the what are all operations this application will support. Okay, so those services you can use in your Angular application to develop your develop your application. Okay, so Angular REST web service is one application and your Angular application is one application. So this Angular service, your REST services, what and all operations it is supported, that they give you the developers whoever is developed that application, they will give you the list of operations and the list of parameters what you have to pass. Such information they will provide you. So those information you have to use in your application to develop your application. Okay, so using AngularJS. So using this $HTTP service, we can develop all the operations whatever they have implemented in their web service application. Okay, why do we need to use that services? Because you are developing your application on top of, that web service is not for end users and your application is for end users. So they need, as an end user, I came and I want to see list of users available in the application. Okay, so what you will do? I cannot directly call the web service and I cannot check it. So as an end user, okay, I will use your application to check the list of users. What your application will do? So your application will check with your application will communicate with the REST service application and it will fetch the data and it will display it. Okay, so that is what it is doing. That is the difference between web application and web service application. Web service application is a service provider to get the data. So web service application, it will give you the data or it will provide some operations to perform, to save the data or update the data, or delete the data or get the data. Okay, so everything for web services is related to data manipulations. But web application is a application which end user will see that. Okay, so now you are developing a web application. You are not developing web service application. So your web application you are developing for end user to check what and all functionalities he needed. So that functionalities, some functionalities may need web service call, some functionalities may no need of web service call. But your web application using AngularJS have to build such a way of implementation. Okay, so that is about so in order to work with these web services, for REST web services, we use $HTTP in your AngularJS application. Okay, so these are all methods we can work with web services.